Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Recky.roo here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my top 5 favorite PvP texture packs. Now, we got a lot to review, so let's get started. So, look at these swords. They are so nice. I just got a wood block. I'm sorry, but yeah, these swords are actually really cool. So as you can see here, the diamond sword looks very clean, very nice, and it has like these little kind of like hooks or like I don't even know, but it looks very dark and just cool. So then they got a different texture for the gold sword, which I really appreciate that because I know some people just use the same texture for every sword, which is kind of lame. But yeah, then for the iron sword, they got this like Roman looking sword that looks really neat as well. Look at that. That's just awesome. And the stone sword is the same as the gold one. So let's get those the hell out of my inventory and let's check out this armor. Alright, let me put this bad boy stuff on here. What am I doing? I don't even know. Let me just put this on. I think that went on, right? Okay, so as you can see here, the armor looks pretty nice. It's like rounded kind of and just looks really cool. So that's the armor, you know, similar to default, but at least it's a little different, you know. Cool. I am having trouble getting this out of my inventory. Get out. Okay. So let me show you what happens when you use a splash potion. As you can see, they're like little triangles, which I think are pretty cool. You know, something different. You know, little triangles are better than the normal particles, so it's pretty neat. Then one of my favorite things in this whole entire mod is the bow. Look at this bow. It is so freaking cool. As you can see here, the colors change when you draw back the arrow, and then boom, look at those particles. It's like these orange kind of red particles. It looks pretty damn cool, I would think. And yeah, so that's the bow. Let's get that out of there. And these are just some of the blocks that are included with this mod pack. Like I said, there is some copying from other texture packs, but most of it is original. These are actually copied from Faithful. So yeah, I believe so at least. Then these are the Ender Pearls. I'm not such a big fan of that, to be honest. I don't really like the Dragon Ball Z Ender Pearls, but you know, you gotta deal with it because it does come with the mod pack. So anyway, let me show you guys some of the crit particles if I can do it. Whoopsie. Okay, so let me try here. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. Look at all those crit particles, and then when they die, they draw off that smoke, which looks awesome as well. Oh my god, I just love this sword so much. Like, look at this. It's awesome. So yeah, one last thing I'm going to show you real quick that I think is pretty nice about this mod is, look at that! We got the galaxy as the freaking inventory thing. I love that so much. It's so cool, and it actually does it on these as well. So that's going to be number 5, and we'll be right back with number 4. By the way, these are in no order, just letting you guys know. Okay, be right back. Coming in at number 4, we have Crazy Craft 2, which is a very neat and precise texture pack. So anyway, I derped up a little bit on the last texture pack. I forgot to mention the name, so if you guys are wondering, it is called Alpha's Pack. So anyway, let's get started reviewing this one. As you can see here, oh, it's raining. Oh my god, hold on. Let me just turn the rain off because no one likes rain, okay? Okay. Oh, what did I do wrong? Toggle downfall. Oh my god, I wrote toggle rain. Okay. Anyway, so the diamond swords look very sharp, similar to a katana, which I like a lot. Unfortunately, they are all the same, so you know it's still cool though. You know, no big deal. But yeah, those are gonna be the swords. Like I said, we gotta move quick, so I can't really do too much. But next up, we got the bow here, which is also one of my favorite bows. As you can see here, when you draw back, it actually changes from blue to black, which shows you that you're ready to fire. And as you can see, that the particles were blue, similar to the last one, but you know, at least they're a little bit different, which I think is pretty neat. So that's gonna be the bow. You know, awesome. Now for the particles, let me show you them real quick. Look at those like little squiggly lines. It looks so cute and cool, and yeah, so yeah, pretty neat. Next up, these are just some of the blocks. They're actually Faithful blocks, like I said before. A lot of the PvP texture packs use them, so yeah. I guess I could show you guys the particles that come off when you get crits, so let me show them real quick. As you can see, they are blue, like when you shoot your bow, so pretty cool. Right there, and these are the Ender Pearls, which are actually Faithful, like I was saying before. Last thing before we go is, as you can see here, is clear in your inventory, which is pretty cool. And by the way, this armor is just faithful armor, so it's nothing special. So yeah. But anyway, that's gonna be number 4, and we'll be right back with number 3. All right. Coming in at number 3, we have the D-Nick pack, which is actually the pack that I use to record with on a daily basis. I love this pack so much. And yeah, let's start reviewing it. So as you can see here, the swords are unfortunately all the same, but you know, pretty cool. Similar to the last texture pack we reviewed. A little different though. They're actually a little bit smaller than the last ones. So yeah, at least there's a little bit of a difference there. Next up, we get the bow, which once again uses the same texture as other pack, but changes up a little bit by color and has a different drawback. Let me show you guys the particles. So the particles are really neat. They're like little stars. For some reason, I just really like that. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a little fruity. I don't know, but I really like that. Next up, the bottles create little skulls, which, you know, kind of cool. I like it, you know, makes sense. I don't really like how it's for like regeneration pots, but for like, you know, damage pots and things like that, I think that makes sense and is pretty cool. So that's that. Let me show you guys the armor. I actually am really fond of this armor. This texture pack is actually a little bit of a realistic / PvP texture pack, which, you know, makes it pretty cool, I think. This is 64 by 64 if you guys were wondering. So as you can see here, the armor looks just really like shiny and like, you know, kind of like sharp, I would say. So yeah, that's gonna be the armor and the realistic sun. Look at that. Look how nice that realistic sun looks. Anyway, guys, that is going to be number 3, and we will be right back with number 2. Okay, all right. Coming in at number 2, we have the Cyan pack, which looks neat. Yeah, let me get started. So as you can see here, all the swords are the same, but they're kind of cool. They remind me of like Transformers, to be honest. The sword, I mean, reminds me of Transformers. So yeah, that's a pretty unique sword, I would say. I haven't seen any like that before in my life. Unfortunately, this bow has been used before in one of the other texture packs I actually showed you guys. You know, it's just a popular bow. But anyway. They actually changed it a little bit here. The drawback is still the same, but the particles are different. You know, they're like little, they're like little red stars. So pretty cool. I like them, and I actually really like the armor as well. So let me show you guys that right now. I'm actually gonna go in game mode 0 just so I can show you something else. But look at this. Look at the little inventory thing. It looks so nice. I don't actually know what this is called, by the way, but anyway, it looks really nice. And I really like the armor. As you can see here, it has like little, I guess like rivets or studs in the armor, which looks pretty neat. I've never seen that done before either. So cool. I like the armor, and I really like this actually. So yeah, let me show you guys the particles. So as you can see here, the particles are like little triangles, and I don't know, pretty cool. They actually changed a lot of the blocks as well, which I give them credit for that, because a lot of people just copy the faithful, you know, theme, but they actually, you know, changed a bunch of the blocks around. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this texture pack, and we'll be right back with number 1. All right. Coming in at number 1, we have the bag pack, which is a strange name for the texture pack, but I do like it a lot. So let's get started. So basically, the sword is pretty similar to what we've seen before, but it's a little more smooth, a little more rounded, and I really do like the colors. So yeah, by the way, they are all the same as you can see here, but that's fine, you know, whatever. As you can see here, we have the bow. It's basically like a default bow, except with some stripes and the rustic colored drawback, which is pretty cool. And let me show you the fire. As you can see here, it does the red star particles, or throws off red star particles, which, you know, pretty cool. A lot of texture packs use that. And then for the splash particles, it's basically like little squigglies that they're kind of square or kind of pixelated, which I like. So yeah. That's that. And then they actually use the faithful block, which is fine because I like faithful blocks. So yeah, as well as low. They also have low fire, which I will show you guys right now. As you can see here, very low fire, which I like that. And yeah, last but not least, let me show you guys the criticals. So supposedly you're supposed to see red and blue stars, but for some reason it's not showing me that. I don't know if I don't have my, maybe I don't have my particles all the way up, I'm not sure, but that should actually show red and blue stars for you. So anyway, that's gonna be my top 5 favorite PvP texture packs. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a rating because it is highly appreciated. And if you really enjoyed it, why not hit that subscribe button? Alright, see you guys later. Stay sexy, my friends, and enjoy these PvP texture packs. Okay.
Put that ass up.